Hello everybody. Yes, as you can see, I am wearing an apron today because I'm going to combine food and watches, and I hope you enjoyed this. It's quite British in its way. As a partial explanation of what I'm going to cook for you today, as you might know, a month or two back I got this Casio MDV 106 Duro with the fish, and I don't know if you can see, but let's see what I can do here. Yeah, as you can see, it's come with the standard resin strap, which is fine, but yeah, we got a few views for this video, and well, what happened? You'll see. Well, a very good YouTube friend of mine in the UK, big shout out to Gethin Christian, by the way, sent me another strap. And it's a really nice 22mm lug width tropic strap in the very finest rubber, I am sure. So I have to accept the challenge. Can I get the old strap off and the new strap on camera in one go? Let's see. Oop. Okay, so far so good. Leave that. One more. Oh. Okay, there we are. Now, as it happens, a nice new tropic rubber strap comes with the quick release. So we put this one up at the 12 o'clock end. It's going to do this without a tool. Only tool here being me. Okay, there we go. And the second bit. Let's see if we can. I don't know if I've captured that properly, but there we are. Oh. Again. Oh. There we go. Hey. Oh, by reference, I'm wearing my fish-free one. So let's have a look. Yeah, there it is, all nicely on. Let's see what she looks like on wrist. Well, I think the answer to that question looks pretty damn good. Got this wonderful tropic rubber strap, perfectly sized, easy to fit. A couple of movable keepers, lovely clasp. And considering that I don't know where the strap was made, but it came from the UK, given freely with a good heart. So, what do you suppose I'm going to cook today? I am going to try to make traditional British cod, chips and mushy peas. I don't know. That's why I'm wearing the apron. And hopefully by the end of this, my kitchen will be unfrazzled along with me. I don't want to end up crispy. That's the idea for the fish in the batter. So let's see how this transpires. Okay, the bit that needs the longest cooking time are believe it or not, the peas. I got these, I don't know if you can focus that, but that's yeah, green split peas, Oregon peas no less. So, like with the soup, I've got some slightly salted drinking water. I'm not going to make a huge amount of them. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, and I'm succeeding, would you believe? So, we'll maybe put that in. Now, the idea of this is to get the water boiling and reduce the quantity down so it becomes a kind of a paste. Yeah, they're very dried as they are. These are quite fresh. So let's see how that goes on. I'll just stir them round. So yeah, so it's a nice thing about these. You don't have to soak them overnight like you do with British marrow fat peas. So that's a bit more convenient. So I'll just wash these potatoes and I'm going to peel them now. I'm not going to use a Vostok bracelet to do that today. I want to get things done a little bit more quickly. And you might notice on the left that the peas are coming to the boil and it looks like that foam is going to go over. So in a minute, I'm going to show you a little trick that should stop them from flooding the hob. Okay, that's enough potato peeling. So you know what it looks like by now. So as you can see, they might start to boil over. The foam will with the peas. I say they, meaning the peas. But this sometimes works. If you put some ground black pepper, it usually calms things down a little bit. I'm not sure it can do that today because it's on camera. So you can always just turn everything down a bit. Oh, yeah, that's going to boil over whether you like it or not. Or is it? Yes, it is. Oh my God. All right, well, we'll sort it out in a minute. Yes, it's worked. All you have to do is stay a bit calm while the electric ring cools down a little bit. Well, the planning for a dish like this goes to the buying stages. So when you get some potatoes, you want to check out the shape. So you want some nice curvy ends. Don't want them too huge. So let's see if we can show that without ending up short of a finger or two. Yeah, I like them quite chunky like a lot of British people do. Just checking the vision there. So yeah, just chop them up and I'll show you what I'm going to do with these next. Meantime, I turn the temperature back up slightly on the peas and they've settled down. Now with this, you don't need a chronograph because basically everything's ready when it's ready and not a moment before. So there. Now when I said I wasn't going to time anything, that wasn't altogether true. I've cut up the potatoes into chips, exactly, nice and chunky. So because of that, I'm going to blanch them first. I'm going to sort of gently boil them for a couple of minutes. And I'm going to do that at an early stage because I want to drain them and dry them off thoroughly before they go anywhere near hot oil. As you might see, the peas have settled down quite nicely, and we'll see how that gets on. So in a little bit, I'll probably crack on making the batter for the fish. That should be fun. Alright, the potatoes are just coming up to the boil. Now, for the size that I've cut them, the chips, I've actually done the timing bezel on the Dura with fish for about 6 minutes, which is probably as long as it should take. I keep turning the peas down because the water's reducing. Ooh, let's do that. Yeah, the water's reducing. Oh, sorry about the building. I had to open the window. It's bloody steaming in here. So in a minute I'm going to add some of this vegetable stock thing to give it a good bit of flavour because they don't taste as much by themselves. So that's probably plenty. And in a bit I'll add some butter and Worcester sauce. See how that goes. Alright, we're coming up to the 6 minutes. And then I've got the potatoes here. I'm just going to take those off the heat now and drain them very carefully. These have turned out alright so far prior to frying. You don't have to cook them all the way through. They're like parboiled, so a little bit soft on the outside, which is kind of what you want. So I'm coming up to the bit I'm dreading, which is to produce the batter. Oh boy, I can't wait. Okay, and step one in producing the batter, the traditional bubbly batter, we need to use beer. I'm always surprised that, you know, with all the sanctions we have, you can still get British-made alcohol here in Russia. So as you get this London pride. Now, before I do anything, I've got to do a taste test. Oh, get the bloody tin open. Wet slippery fingers. There we go. It's still a bit cold. Let's have a taste of this, see what happens. Not bad at all. Got a lot of hops and some caramel, and not too much distilled Thames water or from the Lee Reservoir. I have no idea. Well, the beer doesn't look too healthy in there. I'm going to put in some plain white lumpy Russian flour. Sift that in there nice and fine if I can. Look at that. Okay, just finish that up. Don't get too boring. Okay, that's nice and well sifted. So what we're going to do is give it a really good stir so it's going lumpy all over again. That might take a few minutes. Well, that's not too bad. Yeah. Might be a bit thick. So, well, what else could I do but add a little more beer? There'll be people shouting at the screen, David, you're doing it all wrong! Well, I'm doing it. If I end up burning down the kitchen and everything's completely black and frazzled, well, I've only got myself to blame, haven't I? Alright, we'll keep doing that for a bit and get it a bit smoother. All the time keeping an eye on the peas. These are not doing too badly at all. You can see that they're not exactly mushing up, but they're turning to the kind of consistency that you want. People like the mushy peas in different forms. Some people like them watery. Some people like them like a bit of a paste. This is why the British slang name for these is Yorkshire caviar. But I don't know. So I've added a bit of the vegetable stock. We'll put in a bit more black pepper. Of course, we need to add a dash of Worcester sauce, because they don't taste much of anything by themselves. It's about a teaspoon again, like with the soup. And yeah, in a bit I'll put some. When it's coming down to nearly evaporation point of the water, I'll add some butter as well, because that's quite nice. Okay. Sorry, I meant to say so far so good. Not bad with the batter. It's a bit like a thin porridge. We don't want it too watery because we don't want it to explode in contact with the hot oil. But we'll see. So the chips have dried off pretty well. They're probably quite safe. Give it a bit more of a stir. Don't think it needs any more beer in it, so I can drink that. Great. I've added some butter to the peas, and these are as good as ready. It says 40 minutes on the packet, but these have been going close to an hour. They're quite nice and soft, so this is just how we like them. You'll notice from the pans, I'm not deep frying anything because it's too damn dangerous. I'm just getting the oil to heat up gently, and then I'll start with the fish. I think that might take a bit longer to cook through, and we'll go on from there. Just make sure I don't have to call 112 here. I think that's for the fire service, but hopefully things will proceed well. Okay, we've got the chips underway without any particular disaster. They might take a wee while because I'm not doing them at the maximum heat, just to be on the safe side. Now, goodness knows how this is going to work. I've dipped the fish in a little bit of egg and then I'm rolling it around in the batter, and it's probably going to explode on contact. See? Alright, and we'll get the other bit going in a minute. Now that's still only on about 2/3 heat. Right. There we go, that's singing and spitting a little bit. It might actually look better in camera than it does in real life, but we'll just see. Give it a couple of minutes now for the fish to cook through. Okay, here's most of the finished article, and I'm not going to hips. I'm not going to put in thick slices of lemon or sauce tartare or tartar sauce, depending on how you pronounce it. I'm just going to put a little bit of, just a teensy bit of lemon juice on there like that. That's all you need. And I'm going to put some salt, add a bit of salt. With that. Yeah, you might be wondering where the vinegar is, because that's kind of traditional. Now I like vinegar, but vinegar doesn't like me much anymore, so I'm gonna skip that. So here, this is the result of the mushy peas. That's quite nice and pastish. So I don't know. And I said I've got the folding bread with butter on for that. Boon to civilization from Britain. It's the chip butty. So let's see how that goes. Right, I'm going to go and eat this while it's still warm, and I'll take my apron off first, and I'll come back to you with the wrap up. Okay, so I hope that's all right for everybody. Well, what can I say about that? It was amazingly good fish and chips. Everything tasted really nice. I mean, the appearance probably wasn't perfect, but the batter was very crisp with that beer in it. I'm sorry, I only bought the one tin of beer to make the batter and drank the rest of it. So I had to wash it all down with a big bucket of black tea. So that's quite good. And I would say, once again, before I conclude, big shout out to Getting Christian. Cheers, Guy, for the fantastically good tropic strap. Next time, I probably come back, hopefully, with the Russian watch video. It might be a couple of weeks yet, and I might put something else up in the meantime. But yeah, I'd like to get this Russian watch video done, and yeah, and I hope it'll be something worth your while to watch. So, in the meantime, I hope you all have a splendid weekend. Get yourself some fish and chips if you can. You could even use my way of making it. Maybe, apart from the mushy peas, if you don't like those, you could use something else. So, I'll just leave it there. Again, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll probably get back to you with something truly terrible very soon. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye for now.